Hello and welcome to part 2 of legume preparation. This is called Be Prepared for Anything. We're going to make a few dips and then I'm going to show you some really unusual, or not so unusual, but different ways that you can use hummus and tomato dip and a few things that we're going to do. So here's our chickpeas that have been frozen and they've been bagged and they're now defrosted and ready to make the hummus. So for the hummus, the recipe is in our book. For this one, I've just done this a little bit different. So there's the chickpeas, garlic, and this is toasted sesame oil. In the book it says toasted sesame seeds, but for a variation you can use toasted sesame oil. Lemon juice, olive oil, tahini, which is sesame paste, and salt. That's it. It's very simple to make. So let's go and do that now. So put the chickpeas in the blender. Some sesame oil, some olive oil, and some tahini. This stuff is really nice and gooey, so probably a tablespoon is heaps. And then we use some lemon. This is some nice fresh lemon. Don't worry if a few pips get in there because that'll add to the flavour. So, just squeezing out some lemon. I'm using a lemon auger here. You could buy these in any kitchen shop. They're quite good. Instead of using the old, that wrist type one, you can just do it with this. It's much more simple. And they're available in wood or in acrylic plastic. And just a little bit more. Then we add some salt. This is some Celtic salt and some garlic. I've got 2 beads of garlic, but of course you might not like as much as that. I'm a bit of a garlic maniac, so there we go, some garlic. Now I'm going to blend it. When you're blending your hummus, you might find that sometimes it's a bit thick, so you can add a little bit of water to it if it's too thick. There we are, that took 15 seconds to make hummus. There's enough hummus in there, if you were to buy that in the shop, would probably cost you about at least $8 and maybe more because this is all organic. To make it, probably $2. So you can see already how much money you can save by making your own. Now we're going to put it in a container and we'll be ready to use it for our different things. So you can use something like just a plastic container like that. Just to keep it in the fridge. Now hummus will last in the fridge for about a week or in the freezer for up to 3 weeks. I always make double or triple batches and have everything ready in the freezer, so if I just decide I need some hummus for some reason, then it's ready to go. Alright, so the next step we're going to show you how to use hummus in different ways apart from dipping biscuits in it. Hummus is probably one of the world's most popular dips, and of course apart from the obvious of dipping bread into it or biscuits and things like that, or even vegetables, there's other things you can do with it too. For instance, even if you just want a little quick snack, how about a bit of hummus just spread onto some fresh celery? That's a really yummy way to have hummus, and it's really simple. It takes you a couple of seconds, very, very healthy. That's one idea. And then instead of using cheeses on pizzas, you can use hummus as a base for your pizza. So you can spread a little bit of hummus on like that, and then you can go and sit around, put all your different fillings on top. And it tastes really beautiful, and it's of course a dairy-free alternative for a pizza. So how simple is that? Quick snacks are always something people are looking for, and good old packet macaroni cheese has been a bit of a favourite for some people, but it's really unhealthy. So how about we try this one with freshly made hummus, and I've just made some lovely spelt pasta, which only took a few minutes to cook. So we put a little bit of pasta in there, just a couple of bits like that, and then we can use this as our cheesy type of sauce. Just mix that around like that. Of course you can put other things in there. In our book there's a recipe with the chilli and artichokes and broccoli and all that. But just do it like that, a bit of hummus, and have a little bit of parsley on top. And that is a really healthy, non-dairy, delicious way of eating pasta. Now let's have a taste and see if it's any good. Yummy, why don't you try it? Here's another favourite dip of ours, and this one is also in our book, but I'll just show you how to make it and also a couple of other things that you can do with it besides the obvious. This one's made, this is the semi-dried tomato and macadamia dip. Nuts and tomatoes, goes really well together. So we've got semi-dried tomatoes and some macadamia nuts, or half macadamia nuts, garlic, and a little bit of olive oil and some Celtic salt. This is another simple one to do. I mean, if your friends rang up and said we're on our way to visit you, you can whip this up in a few minutes, or less than that. So there goes the tomatoes, some macadamia nuts, and a bit of garlic, some salt, and a little bit of olive oil. So these dips are just really easy to make, so that's all we go. I'll put it on here and I'll blend it up. It will take about 15 seconds. And remember, if any of the dips, when you're making them, they're a little bit thick sometimes, depends on, you know, different things, you can put a little bit of water in it, doesn't matter, so I'll do that. Alright, here's the dip made. It's very attractive looking, lovely bright sort of orangey pink colour. So we'll put that out on the in our container. And remember that all of the dips that we make here, you can freeze them all, so you can always make double batches of things. And as I said, this one you can also do, put that into celery, it tastes really nice. And here we go. So there's the tomato and macadamia dip ready to go. Now, like we did before, we can use this on on a pizza base. This makes a really, really nice pizza base, and no cheese. But there's no cheese, but it has a sort of a really nice creamy taste. So you can put that on your pizza base like that, and then you can put on top, you know, olives or capsicum or onions or whatever you want, and bake it in the oven. It's really simple and it really does taste great, so give that one a try. And also you can use, because I made the hummus one before, where there's the hummus on the pizza, you could also put this on top, the tomato dip. Is a little bit messy, call that an abstract pizza, and then you can put things on top of that and bake it in the oven. Adds extra flavour, yummy. Here's another way that you can use the tomato and macadamia dip. The freshly made pasta, which is the spelt pasta, and you can just put a few of the pastas in a plate, like so. And then you can add some of the macadamia and pasta dip, like that. You can just put a little bit of olive oil, and you can stir that up. And this is another really yummy, very simple way to have a bit of pasta, and because of the macadamia nuts and the salt, it has kind of a nice creamy, cheesy taste. So this is a bit of a favourite around the house too. So doing it like that, and if you like, you can put a few basil leaves in there. Just chop up a basil leaf. Just throw a few basil leaves on the top. And there you are. Instant tomato and macadamia pasta. And once again, I better have a taste, see if it's okay. Where did that one go? Yummy. So you can see that how easy it is to make some really delicious, nutritious, no dairy snacks using a bit of pasta, you know, your choice of pasta, and the tomato macadamia dip or the hummus dip. Mix it in, you know, with a bit of basil leaves or parsley or any other things that you like to put in there. maybe bits of chopped up mushroom or something, and pizza bases. Just simple things to do, really easy. Kids love pasta with something like that on it, and it doesn't cost you hardly anything to make it, so give it a try. I think you'll find it's really become a family favourite. Where did that one go? Yummy.